Hi, I'm Karen Fraser Middleton, doing the marketing for the CCC Maker Initiative. And today I have Ronnie Roper, who's the UX designer for iTool with me. We're going to be discussing your password management for working all of the content changes that you need to take care of for your Makerspace profile on the CCC Maker website. We're going to review how you get started, the importance of a strong password, 2 ways that you can change your password. And of course, wanted to remind you that each makerspace will have a single username and password that all of your team members who have the ability to add blog posts or change location information or any of the other details about your makerspace will all have to use the same username and password. So if one of you decides that you need to change the password, it's critical that your team communicates and lets each other know about that password change. So that's kind of a summary of what we're going to be talking about today. Ronnie, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, sounds good. Let's hop over to my screen. All right, so you should see the home page. And so initially, everyone gets instructions. I'm going to the login page, which is, I'm just clicking the link, Maker Login in the top right corner, and it takes me directly to the login page. Some of this stuff is going to be just a quick refresh for the team leads, because those are the people that are getting the initial instructions on how to actually do this. But again, just as a recap, if you ever need to reset your password because you can't get in, or it was lost, or somebody forgot for whatever reason, on the login page, there is a forget password link right here. And once you click that, you're going to need to enter the email that's associated. And in this case right now, it's the team leads, but you need to make sure that you know what email it's going to, because you're going to have to click a link in that email and reset. You're going to be taken to another screen that's going to open up that you'll end up choosing a password for. And then you'll be able to get into the profile management area after that. So I'm going to pause this really quick because I'm going to show where there's another spot after you log in. So if you did have the credentials in some case, you wanted to create a really secure password, there's a spot to generate a pretty secure password, but you have to have the credentials first in order to go to that area. So right now I'm going to log in and then show you where that's at. Okay, so now I've logged in, and I want to show where to go if you want to create a really secure password. The system will generate, WordPress will generate a password for you. So I've clicked on profile on the left. I've scrolled down to the very bottom, and there's a section called account management and new password. Specifically right here, I can hit the generate password button, and it's going to generate a pretty long, secure password. Now, if you wanted to, you could test out some other various passwords that are going to be easier to remember. And how you do that is just start typing in here. And it's going to give you some cues if what you're typing is very weak. But let's just say I typed in some random stuff, put some numbers. It's still pretty weak. I'm going to put a space. See what happens as I start typing. It's giving me, oh, this is now strong. So usually, say maker space number 12. So it marks it that is actually pretty secure, but to make this a little bit more secure, I would kind of start substituting some letters for either numbers or symbols. And example, I could put a 7 for the K. I mean, it doesn't really look like a K, but you get the point. You're substituting something in here that it's not it's not going to be easily guessed by somebody. To really, really be secure, then you can have it generate something randomly like this. But that tends to be a little bit tough to remember. And if you have it in a spot that you're sharing very easily, that you can copy and paste from there, then that's not too big of a deal. But if you were to try and remember that out of your head, it's going to be pretty tough. So in the instructions that were sent out, then we included some tips on how to create or choose your initial password and have it be secure. So from that, you could always just refer back to your team lead, that initial PDF that was sent out for creating and generating your first initial password, and how there's some tips on security on there as well. Karen, did you have anything that you wanted to add?
No, I think that wraps up the importance of having a very strong password. The fact that the same username and password is going to be used by multiple people on your team to enter content and change information on your profile. So you do definitely want to keep that secure amongst just the very few people that absolutely need to have access. And if you're just watching this for the very first time getting started, your team lead is the person that will have received a PDF with specific instructions on how to set a strong password for your space and how to log on for the very first time.
All right, I think that concludes this one.
Thanks, Ronnie.
You're welcome.